What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of the Market Marauder Show. Being in the market one trade at a time. If you're new to the Market Marauder Show, it's an investment channel, helps you to find best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure that thumbs up, the Philips YouTube app, and promote the videos. Alright, so in this video, we'll be going over the top penny stocks. I think everybody should be watching. Now, a penny stock is defined as a stock that is under $5. And so all of these moves or all of these stocks are under $5. So there are some affordable options out there in the market. So let's start with the first one. We have OPK Health, trading under ticker sign OPK. They are bullish. Moving average 10 is above 5100, and VWAP is slightly below moving average 10. They did have a large sell-off, or a pretty substantial sell-off towards the end of trading for the week, but overall still bullish with the moving average 10, which is this red line, being above 50 and 100. OPK Health has been around for quite a while. They had a low of $3.74 this week and shot up to a high towards the end of trading of $4.73. So a nice little run towards the end of the week for that nice little rally to 473. Going into the press releases from OPK Health, on the 8th of December, they received US FDA approval for their 4K score test. And also, they are working on the COVID 19 testing. So, they announced readiness for the COVID-19 test of the Omicron COVID-19 variant as it emerges in the US. So, they are big into testing. They do supply some of the tests that are out there. So, OPKO definitely one to look at just for that reason alone. But then they got FDA approval of this 4K score test. And so on here, the press release just talks about it. It says today announced the FDA approved OPKO's 4K score test. This test is approved to use in men age 45 and older that have not had prior prostate biopsy or biopsy negative and have an age-specific abnormal total PSA and or abnormal digital rectal exam or DRE. And the 4K score test provides numerical value to assess the presence of aggressive prostate cancer before the decision is made to perform prostate biopsy. And so, jumping into testing for cancer, I think that's something that's very important. And so, definitely going to be looking. This can have huge benefits and it definitely affects the whole world. So, having this test be approved by the FDA, I think is a big step forward for the company, and then also being on the front of COVID. So, I think as far as long term is concerned, I want to see some distribution numbers for this test and some orders, and then also some orders and numbers for the COVID test that they have to test for Omicron. Next on the list, we have Paysafe, traded under the ticker sign PSFE, so Paysafe Limited. Had a low of $3.49, had a high jumping up to this $3.95 level. They are bearish. This moving average 10 is below the 100, so they will have to go retest this moving average 100 level, which is around $3.87. Overall, they ended the week at 379, down 10 cents in the after hours. And so press releases on them. This is just some of the stuff that they are currently doing. And so they've been moving around, getting some different partnerships. They had their third quarter 2021 results that came out. They're partnering with Huawei for online cash payments in the Huawei app gallery. And so they're doing a lot of things, in general with payment and as far as payment is concerned. Now, contrary to in the US, I think in China, Huawei is a pretty popular brand. I know it was outlawed in the States here during the previous presidency. And so I think it's still pretty big overseas. And so there are a lot of online payments that are being used overseas. So I think Paysafe partnering with them could definitely help them moving forward as being a pretty big partnership. And so, definitely going to be looking at this one for long-term growth potentially to see how they perform. Next on here we have Wish, which is one of the meme stocks. So Wish stands for Context Logic. So Context Logic Incorporated, which is basically the Wish app, where a lot of people buy a lot of different things from online, sort of like Alibaba, but a little bit different. They had a low of $2.94. They are bearish. Moving average 10 is below the 100. So next week, going to be looking to see if they can retest this $3.38 level. And on a positive note, though, up 2 cents to end at 3.25 for the week. So going to be looking next week to see if they can break through that $3.38 level. On here, this is just their 2021 financial results. And so this is ending in September, so ending September 30th. So on here we see revenue year over year basically decreased 39% year over year. So from 2020 they had 606 million. 2021 they had 368 million. So this may be due to the fact because of the pandemic. So definitely give the benefit of doubt on that. But also, supply chain issues are something that is definitely plaguing a lot of these companies that have sales in the U.S. But are overseas. So Wish is gets a lot of their stuff from overseas. They really don't have a lot of items that are in the U.S. And so this can, plague a lot of um, the company with a lot of supply chain issues, and so that's definitely something to look at as well. So their numbers were basically down on a lot of those metrics, which was to be expected. I think overall they have a great company. I think what they're doing is pretty cool. And I think that they can bounce back from this. Overall, the entire market is down, but I think as if they fix supply chain issues and start getting more people to use the app, work on some more marketing, I think the company could bounce back in the long term. And so going to the next one, we have Progenity. So this is ticker sign PROG. They had a low this week of $2.32. Hit a high up to $2.73. Ended the week at 269. They are bullish. This moving average 10 is above 50-100. VWAP is above moving average 10. So going to be looking to see if this one can continue to go up for next week. Going to be looking to see if it can retest this 274, 273 level. It's a great key level to look at for Progenity. Now, next on here, this is just some of the stuff they're doing. They announced a new patent for single molecule detection technology. They're strengthening their liquidity position, which a lot of companies are doing, especially with the market. They had a couple of big administrative changes. So they got a new CEO as well as a new board director. And I think these are huge changes for the company in general, especially on direction of the company. Boards make a great impact, whether positive or negative, on the direction for the company. And then also the CEO is a big change. Getting a new CEO definitely helps steer the direction of the company to, whether positive or negative as well. But CEO and board positions are like the two most important positions in a company. And so, I think the board supersedes the CEO because the CEO basically works for the board. The board kind of gives advice to the CEO of what things to do. And then that kind of trickles down to the CFO, COO, and other departments in the business, basically organization wise. But ultimately, it's just to help, at the end of the day, help shareholders gain more confidence in investing into the company. And so, you as being a shareholder basically have the final say so. You get a vote, but they have to listen to the shareholders. What do the shareholders want? Because if shareholders are not happy, they're basically going to sell off all the shares, and the company's not going to make any money, you know, from that. And so definitely, trying to please shareholders. That's one reason why they move CEOs around quite a bit, and then moving boards of directors. Just having a new set of eyes to help lead the company moving forward. And so on here, this is just their report for the third quarter 2021. And so added important patents further protecting the company's therapeutic delivery technologies, added strong biotherapeutic capabilities to management team and board of directors, implemented cost-cutting measures expected to result in approximately 145 million in cost savings on an annual basis. And then management will host a conference call, and this is going to be at 4:30 Eastern time and 1:30 Pacific time. So it doesn't really have a date on here when they had that conference call. I assume it's already passed since this was released November 10th. But you know, talking about cost cutting, cutting $145 million in costs is not a small amount of money. So definitely gonna be interested to see how they are going to perform that. There's some more things on here that I think you all could go read if you're interested in the company. In the industry, but definitely very interesting overall. There's been a lot of buzz about Progenity. I even had one of the people in the comment section talk about Progenity. So this one was added for you. Hopefully, this points you in the right direction. Um, on Progenity. My personal opinion on Progenity, I think they do have a lot of potential moving forward, but I think it's going to take some time. So, getting new board directors, even though this was in November, we're still in December. So, I mean, you've had a new CEO for about a month, and you had a new board of directors for about a month as well. I think getting into 2022, you'll start seeing some changes, especially considering you have a new there's only been a 1 month deviation, and then you have the holidays. And so I feel like, in business, people are going to be taking off for the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, and probably going to be starting to hit some of this paperwork and stuff when the new year begins. So I would say probably mid-January to see some more updates coming from Progenity. But overall, I think if they can cut that $145 million that they plan on doing, and have a detailed plan on doing so, coming from the CEO or just in a press release, then I think that'll be a great path forward for them. Also, by getting more patents, that will definitely help them as well. And so, lastly, on here on the list, we have ticker sign BBIG, which stands for Vinco Ventures. So, that week high of $3 and 21 cents, had a low of $2.69, shot back up, almost went to that high again, but then started to fall back down towards the end of the week for trading. They ended at $3.07. In the after hours, they went up 2 more cents, then at 309 for the week. Overall, stock wise, they are bullish. The moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. We have VWAP down here, which is below moving average 10. Going to be looking to see if that could rally back up and cross the moving average 10 when the market opens. They had this 0.65% rally towards the end of trading. And so hopefully that momentum will carry on until next week, and they can retest this 320 level, and then continue up a bullish upward trend. So going on Vidco Ventures, this is their quarter report, which ended September 30th, 2020. Vinco Ventures and ZCAT or ZASH Global Media and Entertainment Corporation, through their joint venture ZW Media Partner LLC, completed acquisition of 80% of an 80% interest in Lomotif Private Limited. Lomotif officially launched in India the past weekend, following beta testing in the quarter. Lomotif worked in India with Social Kite, a popular influencer platform with over 90,000 member influencers. Uh, the Lomotif expansion into India's the large target market includes or continues to progress with user growth. And so they worked with EDC Las Vegas to extend the brand through the 3-day event in October that reached an engaged audience. And so it looks like they're doing a lot, moving forward. It talks about ENFT albums featuring Nick Cannon and Incredible Gang. And so it seems like, they're doing a lot of stuff in the NFT world, in the crypto world. This talks about how the company was also a part of, Tory Lanez' NFT that came out. And so I think Vinco Ventures would be a great long-term hold or a long-term one to keep on your portfolio just to look at, because they are so heavily involved in the music aspect of NFTs, which I think a lot of companies are starting to recently get into, but I feel like Vinco Ventures was kind of one of the early adopters in this. And so music NFTs is going to be something that's going to be, huge with Universal, and all these other, Warner Music start to get into NFTs of contracts, so paying out in cryptocurrency and things of that nature. And so, if Vidco Ventures already has a platform to do so, they already have partnerships with famous artists or celebrities like Nick Cannon. Then that's something that another company could leverage and use their services to build around. And so as far as that's concerned, I think they will continue to grow on that. As far as their you know finances are concerned, they had a revenue restricted total cash of 149.9 million. Revenue decreased 11.5% to 2.23 million from 2.52 million in the third quarter of 2022, driven by the decrease in sales of personal protective equipment in Edison National Medical Division. And so gross profit margin decreased to 31.4%. From 40.3% in the quarter of 2020, decrease mainly attributed to, this is personal sales of protective um, equipment in Edison National Medical Division. And so definitely once they fix some of these issues, and then expand their partnership or expand their deal with Lomotif, I think that they continue to grow moving forward, and then increase this number right here. Instead of having a decrease, so increase their revenue and increase their profit margin and decrease their profit margin as well. And so, definitely gonna be looking at that moving forward, and that is Vinco Ventures. So we got OPK Health, OPKO Health, Paysafe, Context Logic, Progenity, and Vinco Ventures. So drop a comment down below. Which one of these do you think is your favorite? If there are some you want me to look at, make sure you put them in the comment section down below. I'll try to add them to the list. While you're down there, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps YouTube out for the videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.